Why do you project your pain onto other people? Why do small comments feel like attacks? Why does someone else's confidence feel like arrogance? Why does their independence feel like rejection? Here's the truth. Projection is not random. It's self-protection. And most of the time, you don't even know you're doing it. Projection happens when something inside you feels unbearable. A memory, a wound, a belief about yourself you never resolved. Instead of feeling it directly, your mind relocates it. It places it outside of you, onto someone else, because it feels safer to face pain when it appears to come from the outside. But the pain is still yours. It just changed location. When you project, you stop seeing the person in front of you. You see your own history painted over them. Your reactions grow disproportionate, not because of what's happening now, but because of what happened before. Most projection begins in childhood. If you were criticized, you learned you were never enough. If you were ignored, you learned you were invisible. If your feelings were shamed, you learned emotions were dangerous. Children cannot reject their caregivers, so they reject themselves instead. They adopt beliefs like, I'm the problem, I'm too much, I'm not enough. These beliefs sink deep. And later in life, when something resembles those old wounds, your nervous system reacts. Someone gives mild feedback. Your body tightens. Your mind hears attack. Not because they're hurting you, but because the past is echoing. Projection protects your ego. If you secretly believe you're flawed, you may accuse others of being flawed. If you deny your own anger, you will see anger everywhere. If you see yourself as kind, you cannot tolerate noticing cruelty within, so you locate it in others. This is called disowning. Projection is how your mind makes it possible. But projection isn't only about traits, it's also about unmet needs. If you feel unloved, you may accuse others of not caring. If you fear abandonment, independence looks like rejection. If you feel powerless, you see others as controlling. The deeper the wound, the stronger the projection. Your brain is predictive. It anticipates danger based on the past. Small relational traumas shape the lens you look through. Over time, the lens becomes invisible. It feels like reality. That's why certain people irritate you more than others. They trigger something unresolved in you, something you suppress or fear or envy. Projection can also idealize. You may assign perfection to someone because you haven't yet claimed your own strengths. At its core, projection is about ownership. If you cannot own your anger, it appears outside you. If you cannot own your insecurity, you accuse others of belittling you. If you cannot own your fear, you see threats everywhere. Ownership is uncomfortable. It requires saying, this reaction is mine, even if someone triggered it, even if they contributed, even if they were imperfect. The trigger is present. The origin may be past. Noticing this doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means your emotions contain history. Breaking projection requires slowing down. When you feel a strong reaction, pause and ask, what am I really feeling? Where have I felt this before? Is this about now or then? Patterns are data. If the same problem follows you through different people, the pattern might be internal. Projection continues until the pain underneath is processed, felt, named, understood, grieved. When you stop projecting, your relationships change. You react less. You listen more. You see people as they are, not as echoes of your past. Integration happens. The parts of you once rejected come home. And when nothing inside you is exiled, you no longer need to find it in others. Projection is not malicious. It's outdated protection. It kept you safe once, but now it may be holding you back. The work isn't to eliminate emotion. It's to understand it. When you own your pain, it stops seeking carriers. When you own your fear, the world becomes less threatening. When you own your insecurity, people feel less dangerous. Ownership is liberation. Projection is imprisonment. You project your pain because it once felt unbearable. You stop projecting when you realize you are now strong enough to bear it. And when you do, your relationships become real again. You stop fighting ghosts. You start seeing people. And that is where healing begins.